Okay, let's do some letters for the 30th of March 2021. Who is the roach? The double standard around here is just priceless. It is so glaringly obvious that you know who, a certain nomad, is suffering from a certain issue, okay, which is very tough to deal with. Yet Camo Dave encourages his followers to ridicule him mercilessly, mocking him and his behavior at every turn and attacking him at a personal level, etc., etc., etc. So the situation is this, okay? If you put your stuff up on YouTube, people are going to talk about it, okay? If you've got issues in your life that you do not want discussed, don't put them on YouTube, okay? Now, to say, I'm going to be able to, this person, can, any YouTuber, nomad, whatever, can put their entire history of, whatever they're doing, their emotional issues, their mental issues, their health issues, their relationships with others, their financial issues, all the stuff in their life, and they put it all up on YouTube, and it's all there to get views and to be monetized. I guess we can talk about it, can't we? Because it's up there in the public. All I'm saying is, if you're a YouTuber and you don't like people talking about you, the best way is don't put it up there, Now, we get a sad situation like with the Max and Lee thing, I don't know. Somebody is suffering in silence, and it's really painful. I don't know. There's when you have issues like what happened to Lee, what do you do about that? She put up a whole bunch of videos about what she was doing and her relationship with Max and everything else, and people were talking about it, and Dave 2D was talking about it, and it did hit home with her, and I don't know. What do you say about something like that? It's just simply to say, don't talk about anybody who posts something publicly on YouTube is not an answer. Becky Smith, yeah. Anyway, such a shame she was only 28, so sad. Again, the thing I think that's going to be haunting about this is that, whether you can argue or not, whether Dave 2D had any play in this incident, and what his video was. He may have been, hey, she's been able to take all this ribbing for all these years on all these videos I've done, and so far so good, and maybe, I don't know. Again, we do have YouTubers that come to me sometimes, please don't cover me anymore, and then they continue to put up videos with political messages and religious messages and attack, and they actually do attack other people in their videos sometimes. And then they don't want anyone to talk about them. Yeah, I'm just saying, if you want it off of YouTube, don't put it in your own videos, Maybe it's best for some of these people to just get off of YouTube, take their videos down, and just decompress somewhere. But again, if you've got emotional issues, again, that's the wild card here, right? Macadamia says, after living an extraordinary life and fighting a brave battle with depression, our hearts are shattered to learn that Lee took her own life. She was the brightest light, a magnetic force of nature, and was loved by so many. And again, you don't know what it's like to be inside here for somebody else. That is the whole thing with Living Free Mike. You lose a dog, you lose a pet. Many of us have lost many pets and many, dogs and cats over the years. And I don't know, you just kind of go, okay, move on. And some people just get stuck there, Yeah, here we got Macadamia says, if there's one thing we can do for Lee now is that in the midst of this soul-crushing loss, to spread the message that mental health is just as real as physical health. And yeah, exactly right. It's exactly right. And perhaps one of the best things for us to get some mental health is maybe get off of YouTube for a while. It's the whole thing. It's not just one thing. It's a whole thing. But putting up all your issues for literally a bunch of strangers to judge is not the greatest way to get to mental health. At least I've had issues in my life, and I don't know. I find a trusted loved one or a relative or friend can help you out. But if you're looking to strangers on YouTube who are watching you and then asking for advice from them or hoping that they'll help you in some way, yeah, I don't know. Chris Seliga says, if I had mental health issues, the last place I'd want to be is on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, again, that is very true. Again, you're having strangers dealing with your issues. Putting up your issues in front of strangers and that kind of thing, I don't think is a smart way to go. But, how do you tell that to somebody who's been on YouTube for so many years? All of a sudden it's time to maybe get off and take a break, I don't know. Craig Sr. says, Dave, this is the power of you to people. Dave, this is the power of you to people. Don't get it in. Wait a second. I've got to think what Craig is trying to say here is you have to have a very thick skin and be in a very emotional state in order to, be a big YouTuber. I mean, true. You're putting yourself in a very public arena, and you may, and if things can change, you all of a sudden get to a point in your life where a private relationship becomes a big issue for your 500,000 subscribers, and they're all talking about it. Jason is smart. That is Lori in Randy's videos. Living Free Mike is there too. Do we see Living Free Mike in Randy's video? I must have missed that. Judy says, I think that after the year the world's had, pandemic and stuff, and elections and all that, one should be very careful about roasting people in public. We never know what burden someone is carrying at any time. I would hate to be a contributor to someone deciding that their situation was hopeless or that they shouldn't be here anymore. Sarah Catherine says, I was a new follower of Lee and watched all of her vlogs. I saw that so many of Dave 2D's videos, and just what kind of a, JERK does this. Yeah, he was, again, I'm not going to defend Dave 2D. I honestly have to think he was just something was funny and he was playing it out. And these are YouTubers with a 500,000 subscribers. So you would assume that they're with it and getting a little bit of criticism. You would think somebody who's built a channel that big can take it. But as Sarah says, YouTube needs to be more strict on what people can post. And you don't know what's going through somebody's head. You really don't. Times can change too. It's sad. It's a very sad thing. And I really don't know, what do we do? Just, what YouTube could do? YouTube could nobody can comment on any video anymore. What about that? Just say, okay, everybody can post videos, but no more comments. Just turn them all off on everybody's channel, and this would all go away. Is that a solution? Would you like it if you're watching YouTube and there's no way for you to give back to the comment? Part of the reason why people like YouTube is it's a two-way street. It's not like watching television. You're sitting there watching someone's video and you can immediately get on there and criticize them or praise them or communicate with them. That's what makes YouTube great. And YouTube can say, okay, look, there's going to be 2 or 3% of the comments that are nasty out there and could lead someone to do something drastic. So maybe we should just shut all the comments down. To me, that doesn't seem like a way to go. You're throwing everything out because 1 or 2% of the comments may be nasty. I don't know. Here's a good point from Darlene French, sad about Lee. Should Dave 2D blame himself? She doesn't think so. There must have been things going on in her life you know nothing about, and that's another thing. So, people put up a certain view of themselves, and they do that on YouTube. They put up a view of themselves at being happy-go-lucky and everything's great. How many times do you see a certain nomad that we don't talk about much on this channel? Happy! He's got a big smile on his face. Hi, everybody! Blah, 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 blah. And you can tell it's a forced smile. You can see it. But people do that. They put up a video. They want to make everyone think everything's great and wonderful, and they're smiling. And they're not, and things are bad. The tax man's coming. They've got health issues. They got financial issues. Things are really crappy. They're, relationship issues, and they're not putting that on YouTube. You don't know that. And so you make a kind of a funny video thinking, ha, ha, ha. And, again, you don't know the whole what's going on. People hide certain aspects of their personalities and stuff on YouTube. And you get it, they're putting up who not really who they are. I don't know. It's a very complicated issue. Certainly bears a bit of more discussion, but I honestly think it's going to be something that's just going to be part of the YouTube experience, unless YouTube just turns off all the comments, which I think we wouldn't like to see. And finally, Daniella says, we need to be kind. Lee stated this over and over again in her video. She talked about creating a safe place online. My heart goes out just so much. Couldn't stop crying after finding out the horrible news. again, a safe place online. It's kind of like maybe the best place to have a safe place is not online. You know, maybe the safe place is offline. I'm just saying, you know. Is it possible to have a safe place online without a lot of censorship? I don't know. And it's obviously something we can debate, and please do so in the comments. We'll talk some more about this, I'm sure, in the future. Thank you for watching, everybody. Flog under.